Welcome to News from the Crabby Coffee Shop with your host, Dawn McClain, from the adventures of Bradley and Dawn on My Talk 1071, Garage Logic's newsman, Mr. FYI, John Haidt, and the crabbiest guy in the coffee shop, Kenny Olson.
How paranoid are you guys?
Very.
Oh, good.
Not much.
Yeah, John's not at all.
I wish I wasn't.
I am, but not like it sounds like you guys might be.
It sounds like you're not going to be able to help. Maybe, John, you can talk me off the ledge. Dawn, yesterday, and I'm always kind of suspected that the government is watching us, but they watch everybody, so we're not really doing anything interesting on the internet enough to warrant them spying or taking action on us, right?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything.
But yesterday, John and I, off the air, were going round and round and round once again about the JFK assassination. And I don't want to get into that. It's every 2 weeks.
I mean,
it's every 2 weeks.
Nobody will have anything to talk about over the age of 50 if JFK is suddenly alive somewhere.
It wasn't quite that bad, but so I watched a little bit of this presentation yesterday morning, and then after GL, I was finished watching it, featuring a guy named Gary Fannin talking about the assassination. He revealed some things I'd never heard before. I thought was shocking. Anyway, he was doing a question and answer session after his presentation. Somebody asked him about the FBI spying on him. And he had kind of a lame little story that he thought was spying. Anyway, as I'm watching this segment, all of a sudden, the YouTube video, and I wasn't touching the computer. I was just sitting here watching my main laptop. I have 3 of them. It jumped back 1 hour. The video did.
Wow.
So I grabbed the mouse. I clicked it back to where the video was previously. Mm-hmm. And my computer freaked out. 10 new internet windows opened up.
What?
Yeah, a whole bunch of just boom, 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 boom. A whole bunch of windows opened up. And then a bunch of apps on my desktop opened up. I couldn't do anything. And then I couldn't click anything off. I couldn't do anything because it was just rapid fire. And then the screen just started flashing white and blue, flash, 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 flash. Finally, I held down the power button.
And he threw it in the river.
Almost on. I held down the power button and I unplugged. I'm plugged into my fiber optic. I'm not using Wi-Fi on this main one. Mm-hmm. And I unplugged it just in case.
Yeah.
And then I left. I went out to the woods. Seriously, I sat in the woods. I sat in the woods until midnight.
Until midnight?
I finally had to come
until
in.
Midnight.
I was cold and wet and hungry and crying a little bit.
You didn't hear, subject is now in the forest.
That's what I was listening for.
You get a laser pointer on you.
Yeah,
he didn't.
On my forehead.
He didn't hear it because he put his tinfoil hat on, so it was able to block everything.
And then this morning, I'm logged on at about 5:45. I do my first report at 6:30. About 6:35, I've got 2 applications for MnDOT that I used. They stopped working. And then all of my internet on this main computer stopped working. I still had Wi-Fi on the other 2.
Sure.
But it stopped working, so I shut it down. I waited 10 minutes, fired it back up. It's been good ever since. What the hell are they doing to me?
Well, do you have like some malware on your laptop now? Like, does it have a virus? Maybe there was a virus attached to the video. I went into that, that little box you click in the lower left, and according to what I was seeing, everything is fine, everything's up to date, and there's no issues. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so it didn't find any threats?
No. But they're the government. They're good at hiding.
Yeah, I just think people can get past those. At this point, they could.
Have you heard that they can spy on you using your phone even when it's turned off?
Oh, for sure. I mean, people make such a big deal about TikTok. Every app that you have is tracking you and taking information. It's not like it's just TikTok. And nobody cares about what I'm doing anyway.
That's what I would hope.
Yeah, but
But have you ever had one of these experiences where you're simply talking about something and then all of a sudden you're getting ads on it from Facebook.
It just happened yesterday to Mike, our producer, on the noon show that I do over at My Talk. We were talking about something, and then on his phone, it popped up. It was a video I was talking about and showed him a video of, so his phone was listening, a video of Ben Affleck speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Because he's fluent in Spanish, and a lot of people don't know that. He was talking about his movie, Air. And then I was like, yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy, she's also fluent in Spanish and everything. The next thing he knows, like 20 minutes later, he started getting like a pop-up thing about Ben Affleck speaking Spanish, and the same, like, he had not clicked on anything. Like, that's in my algorithm because things that Ben Affleck does, I follow for the show. But no.
So he never searched it. It just heard it.
No.
Yeah,
he doesn't
100%.
really. No. 100%. They're listening and tracking you and feeding you what you think you want.
Along the same lines, I know we've all done this. And Don, I feel like this will probably happen to you every week. Do you ever watch something on TV or a show, movie? You don't really know who the actor or actress is. So you see their name and you go type it in, and it's not a super random or normal name.
Yeah.
You're like 2 letters in of a common name, and then it'll be the first name that pops up.
Yeah. You're like,
because it clearly knows somehow, some way you're watching that on TV with that person.
Oh, no. The levels.
It's so creepy.
It's creepy, but what are you going to do about it, you know?
Do you think Google and the government are in bed together?
Yeah.
Yeah, 99% sure.
That Brent Weinstein thing I asked you to watch a couple of weeks ago, they mentioned this briefly, John, and he recommended not using Google because it'll just not bring up certain things that you're looking for. He says use Yahoo search. And so I did a comparison. I just started comparing. I searched the same thing on both.
Yep.
Yahoo was way better.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
because
better.
that's like, everybody uses Google now because it syncs everything for you. And like, it's the Google Chrome is like, we're so lazy. We love to go to our computers, any computer we have, and go, oh, look, it remembers what I did on the other computer. But now it's also following you. And
then sometimes does your computer ask, do you want to sign in with Google?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, why are you asking me that? My phone started doing that recently. I'm like, well, no, this is an iPhone. I'm using Safari to search. I don't want to use Google.
We have no rights when it comes to this, do we?
We're just lemmings.
Yeah, if we
going
want to
towards
have
the cliff.
Yeah, if we want to have this technology,
so true.
We're at their mercy.
Truly, yeah. I think the closest thing to getting them off your tail is to get a VPN. So you're a VPN. I mean, you have to pay for it, but it's basically you would love this, Kenny. So it basically says that you are somewhere else. It says your computer is somewhere else. You can make it. You can change it to anywhere in the world. Like right now, I'm in Germany because I want to watch some things on German Netflix, and I can't get it here. So I'm just going to set my VPN to Germany. So it doesn't ever track it. They don't know where you are, and they don't know what source. It basically is a thing where it just.
This is also a great way to get around MLB's blackout restrictions. You get it.
Yes,
yep,
exactly.
Yep.
People do it that for sports. People and people who want to be ultra private on their computer. So I mean, I just I would rather. I'm always like, man, I need to get a VPN. So that would be a great endorsement for me, actually. If anybody has a VPN service out there,
that'd be handy if you're into really weird porn, right?
For sure.
Yeah. John, you should think about that.
Just curious, are you, Kenny?
How much? Do you know how much it cost on?
It's kind of I don't know, like $100 for the year or something.
It surprisingly is not that expensive.
It's not that expensive.
And here's the thing: I do think the government can figure it out pretty quickly and still track you, but it is one extra step that at least makes it a bit more difficult for them. And correct. And Kenny, I'm like, the government, does that stuff bug me a little bit? It probably does, but I'm more worried about the real nefarious people who are trying to steal my identity, credit
like getting
card
into my
info.
Nintendo Switch account and buying games.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, I got hacked on my Nintendo Switch account once.
Oh, sad.
I'm so look at this. This is terrible. Am I going to be okay?
How is it? Do you have like an easy? What's your ABC 123?
No.
Or is it password related?
It is password. I don't know. I don't know how they got it.
Todd's a huge Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5 fan, so every password is ABC123.
Oh, wow. I'm surprised you get that's a hell of a reference for you, Ross.
It is for a young fella. Sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Oh, boy. Yeah, but anyway, look into it. Just like the benefits of a VPN. It's totally up your alley, Kenny. You need a VPN.
Kenny.
Meanwhile, what do I do about the government?
Oh, well, the government. There's nothing to do about the government.
Can I really play at your paranoia here,
Put
Kenny?
that on a loop. Yeah, go ahead.
Years back, I think we've talked about this on the show. A company that I was working for put everybody through situational awareness training and, what to do if you feel like you're, how to pick out that maybe you're in a bad spot or what to do if somebody comes rushing into your building and they have, bad ideas.
Situational awareness. How about save your ass?
Yeah,
that's what it's
people
called.
need that training. That's how I've been since age 9.
Yeah, I already scope out the room and know where I'm gonna. I check my 6, and I'm like, I know where I'm gonna hide.
It's what, the 12th today? Yesterday, the 11th. Was the anniversary of me being shot when I was 9 years old.
Oh, my gosh.
And that will give you, and I was shot from behind.
I know.
By a friend.
Yeah.
That will give you permanent, lifelong situational awareness. So if you really want the training, have somebody shoot you in the back.
Well,
Kenny, God,
As a child.
how do you even I would have so much PTSD.
I'm full of it.
Yeah, for sure, and that's a good reason.
I'm crazy. Yeah.
I'm crazy.
Long story short, this was a former U.S. Marshal who did our training, in which he told us if it can be plugged in, assume the government can listen to you. In which somebody said, well, how about my toaster? Can they listen to me through my toaster? And this guy replies, do you plug in your toaster? Yeah. So basically, yes, they're listening, and they're listening in many different ways.
I am so paranoid that when I go to church and the reverend steps up to the pulpit, my first thought is, this guy's up to no good. Just right away. I trust nobody. There's nobody in my life that I trust.
The show had promos. I would
all of
play
you
that.
some bitches are out to get me.
Yeah, that's right. What are you up to? Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's do a show, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, did we play the opening? We did.
We're doing it.
Yeah, do you want it again?
We've been doing it for 20 minutes, Kenny.
3 old guys
are going to Alaska.
They are in Alaska, and they should be at their destination tomorrow in Fairbanks. They had a little bit of a problem here a couple of days ago where, once again, one of their snowmobiles started on fire. They had to abandon it out on the trail. It was 90 miles from where they were planning on going, so they doubled up. 2 guys on one and one on the other, and they rode into town. The locals, once again, it's the locals. I'm telling you, these
good people.
Yeah, what do we call them, John? Not Native Americans. Native.
Let you.
Natives not involved. There's
locals. That's what I call them. Anyway, they rode 90 miles out yesterday morning or Tuesday morning, hooked up the sled and the sleigh, towed it all the way back. They got back into town at 10 o'clock. And the old guys, meanwhile, were sleeping all day. They got up, they MacGyvered on the sled for a few hours, and then they got back on their rides, I think, this morning. And they should be arriving at their destination tomorrow. So that's good news. I also have good news about our pal Bridget. Did you look it up, John?
I'm looking right now. It won't open, of course, but
that's because we were talking about the government.
Yeah, we said the G word. Let's make a code word for them. But write me a letter and tell me what it is so that they can't track it.
But don't send it through the post office.
For the mail. Right.
Send it carrier
pigeon. Yeah. Bridget is in Spain, and after a few days of waiting and dicking around with paperwork, she got her motorcycle, so she should be rolling here today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
yeah, she was so
jealous.
happy. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, boy.
So that brings us up to date. Did you find it, John?
No, I'm still looking. I have every story here except the ones that
original.
What? This site is blocked due to content filtering.
Uh-oh.
I just got that on my phone.
See? So it's not me.
Government. let us use our phones.
No, this is from our company, Cybersecurity Awareness.
Oh, there's a way around that.
Let me turn off my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And search what I want to search.
Yeah.
I mean, all I did was type in VPN. That's it.
Oh, You know what I learned about our company?
Heck.
I learned something very
They're
disturbing
trying to protect themselves
Yes,
from our dumbasses.
with our cell phones. Do you have company email on your phone?
Yeah.
That's the problem. They can adjust your settings on your phone. Our company can to protect themselves. I had to remove my company email off my cell phone in order to achieve some of the settings I want.
Really?
I have feelings about that, but I'm not going to express them.
Oh, I will. That's not right. That's BS.
I understand why, though.
You know what I did though, Dawn, and you're not in a position to do this, obviously, but I'm lucky enough. I took my company email off my phone, and it changed my life. Really? When I walk out of here after GL, I have no company contact whatsoever. Gosh. People, so they have to call me or send, the people that do know my phone number have to send a text message. I cannot be emailed company BS, almost swore, after 2 p.m.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. You know, I'm like, that I am like looking at emails until I go to bed pretty much because let me just have a moment. This is not Crabby Coffee Shop people, by the way. Our listeners on this podcast do not take everything I say and email me about it. You guys don't. Thank you. You realize that we are having a fun show and we're talking and sometimes we make jokes. You don't have to be my encyclopedia. I know most of this stuff that you're telling me. Clackety, clack, 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 clack. It's like people hear something, they're like, oh, let me take the time to go to my computer and I'm going to open the email. I'm going to go, did you know that Anya Taylor-Joy also speaks Russian? And I'm like, okay, fine, great. But I have like 100 of those about every subject. And I'm like, this makes it not fun to do a radio show anymore.
You should talk to Such.
Do I sound like sound like a brat right now?
No, you sound like...
It's because I'm an old school radio person where people didn't have such access to us.
Yes. One of the things... I'm going to out Such. One of the things that really irritates him is people constantly sending him information that he already has and he already knows.
Yes!
And they treat him like a dummy. You, him, John, you guys are on the cutting edge of what's happening today, yesterday, and tomorrow. You know everything there, you know. And if it doesn't come up on the show, there's a reason.
And a lot of times when I make bold statements about stuff, it's just for fun. I'm joking. I had to reply to someone today. It was a joke. After this long paragraph about how J-Lo actually is a good actress and like you should try out these movies she did and did you know this and that? I'm like, I said I want to watch this new movie she's in because I'm going to check how bad her acting is. Boom, there it was. It was a statement. We all know she sucked in Geely with Ben Affleck, okay? I'm sorry to go on a celebrity gossip thing here, but we know that was a bad movie. It's universally known. So as a joke, I was like, oh, yeah, I want to check I want to check her acting skills. And then you get this. I'm like, oh, my God, for God's sake.
Give her your standard email response to people.
What did you say?
Well, only if somebody sends us, and I got this actually from Reavers to start with, sends me a long, detailed thing about something I already know or something I just don't give a damn about. Yes. Nobody does. The only answer I give is noted and send it back.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I love that.
Yes, John. Yes. Noted is my new.
And that, I'll warn you though, at least one guy has sent me several back basically yelling at me for saying noted. So
okay, well, I'm
I'll
sorry.
say something on the podcast, and he will go, hey, I noted, in parentheses, on your podcast that you said blah, 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 blah.
Don, I just realized that
you know what I do when they really piss me off? I just write back unsubscribe.
Take me off your list. Is what you should tell
that's
them.
Hilarious.
If John, you want to take it to the next.
Oh, my word. Oh, well, now I forgot what I was going to say.
Jeez.
I tried not to, but, I can't find the term we're looking for, Kenny. It's unbelievable.
Nathan, original.
I went to all their
original
posts.
Something.
Yeah, it was in all their posts, and now I can't find
native.
any of it.
Dawn, you said something, and I realized you're just. Oh, my computer screen just came up saying that I'm currently offline.
Oh my gosh.
That is weird. You noted something about the Crabby Coffee Shop listeners. I have only received fun emails from them.
Yeah, and you send them on to me because I'm not on a list. You're like, hey, somebody sent this.
Yeah.
It's fine, and so does Ross.
That's really cool. That's really neat.
I really hope that this far into doing the podcast, most people get that we're just trying to have fun and brighten people's days.
I don't know. I'm just talking and being myself. I'm giving you the real deal. Like, if it's not fun for you, find another podcast. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't be that paranoid, Ross. I can't. I'm sorry. I know that you're a company man.
About what? What did I say
you're
that spurred that
scared.
comment?
You're spotting our jokes.
Yeah.
It's okay.
We've said something.
We're trying to make this podcast go up in flames. I don't know if you
well, that's fine too. But what I'm getting at is I can't imagine there's much that we put out that people would be angry about.
Let's give them a test.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Let's test them, Dawn. Last week, I kind of coerced you into saying a curse word at the end of the show, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Ross?
I didn't think about it for more than 20 minutes after. Not 15 minutes. We had a conversation about it, Ross and I.
I didn't edit anything last week, Kenny. You told me not to, so I didn't.
Wow.
So I left it off. I did mark it explicit because it is, but I didn't edit anything.
Wow. Well, you're going to end up going down in flames with the three of us.
In the past, when you've said stuff, I've thought about it and I've done the old. Kenny was okay saying this now, but I know tomorrow he'll call me and say, we probably shouldn't have said that. Can you delete it? So I've just preemptively taken that stuff out.
Since you brought that up, and Kenny, you started with Paranoia with the show. That's the kind of stuff I get paranoid about. I'll say something on the show, and 3 hours later, I'll think to myself, I probably shouldn't have said that.
Guys,
or I'll say something to a fellow employee like you, and I'll feel really bad. And then I'll get paranoid that
guys,
now Kenny's going to hate me, and I hate this.
I'm not joking. I don't know where this came from. Even before I lost employment at a place of employment, not to be named, I always lived in fear of losing my job. I still do. Almost every day I assume it's my last day at my employer.
Yeah, you'll get used to that. Yeah,
I don't care about losing the job. I just worry about, saying stuff I shouldn't.
I worry about being homeless. So I need the job.
I more worry about that in real life. I'll review every single conversation, face-to-face conversation I've had over the course of the day. And I'll come up with a million things that I did wrong or I shouldn't have said, and what an idiot I am, and no wonder everybody hates me. And, oh, well.
Yeah.
So basically, you're telling me when you and I have some conversations, all we both come away with is, God, I wish I hadn't said that to Kenny. Why did I say that?
Yes. Great. Yeah. I do. Because I read people, like I can, that's why I'm sort of an introvert, because I get a lot from people and it freaks me out a little bit. So I just don't want to, anymore.
Dawn, you and I are so similar. Yeah, I love being around people and doing things, but man, do I also love the weekends where I go home on a Friday and I know I won't see a soul until I go back to work on Monday morning.
Yeah.
Those are great weekends.
It is. I
totally lost the internet. This is so weird.
Okay, so are we trying to look up what Alaskans want to be called?
I'm still looking, and
the people. Yeah.
So it's definitely not Eskimo, because that was derived from people that were not from there, non-indigenous people.
No, it was an expression that. It was an expression though that would be you'd use in normal conversation. It wasn't. I don't know. How to describe it.
It's original something, isn't it? Original peoples.
This says they prefer to be called Yupik.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Or
Inuit. I don't know how to say that.
We're not saying anything that sounds like Quinnipiac on this show. That is a hockey joke.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a sports joke. How about if we take a break and then do a real show? Because I do have some stories I want to get to.
Okay.
John, yeah.
We're going to start the show.
Play something?
Yeah, we're going to do something different. John's going to play us into a break.
I am, huh?
Good luck. Welcome back to News from the Crabby Coffee Shop, featuring Dawn McLean, John Haidt, and the young management.
And restless.
The young and restless and lonely Ross Brendel.
So lonely.
Trying to protect us from losing our
I'm just going to
jobs.
keep playing.
Good.
I should have turned up the lights for this. Hold on. Keep playing. I got to turn up the lights.
Oh my God, so many people are leaving and going places in this podcast.
Just us, Don.
Wait a minute, I got to go somewhere too. John had to go to the door. No one was there.
Here we go.
This is bad.
All right. Thank you, Maestro. A British performance of the Bodyguard musical ended in unrequited love for some audience members who couldn't refrain from singing along to the anthemic finale. Anthemic finale. The show at the Palace Theatre in Manchester screeched to a halt Friday when two unruly patrons were ejected for joining the lead and singing, "I will always love you."
Wow. What? Nicely done.
Gosh, it's almost just like Whitney Houston.
That was great.
Evidently, this is a thing that they do everything they can do to prevent. They walk up and down the aisles. The ushers do with signs. They tell everybody, don't sing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they do?
Well, you saw it, right?
I did. Oh, yes.
Did you see it locally in town?
Yes.
How was it?
Terrible. It was so terrible that I think Alexis and I left halfway through.
Oh, you did? So you didn't see the
No,
stirring
we could not. No.
I don't
It was
think
really
I've-
bad.
But for the right
the
endorsement
singing was okay.
fee.
Oh God, no. True, yes. Yeah, this was several years ago, about 3 years ago at least.
Do you know?
It wasn't the performers; it was the play itself was
writing.
so stupid.
Yeah.
You know, it's based off of a movie
With Kevin
Whitney
Costner,
Houston.
right?
Yeah, Whitney Houston is a singer, and Kevin Costner, they fall in love. It's her bodyguard. So that's the story, and there's some other things that happen in between. But as a play, super cheesy.
Is there
cheesy.
any nudity?
Nope, I don't think so.
This reminds me of a debate I got in a couple of weeks ago watching Family Feud with the bride. And on
And you're
Family
like, is there any nudity in this? And she's like, no.
that would make
Yeah,
that
but it's
show a
Steve
lot
Harvey.
better.
Oh, yeah.
That's still, we all want to see. Come on. Where was I?
Steve Harvey?
It was,
Yeah, what?
you had to, there were 5 answers for the best female singer. And I think Whitney Houston was number 1.
Okay.
Do you guys agree with that?
I'm more of a jazz guy, so see, I'd immediately go to Ella Fitzgerald,
Ella, right, or Billy, or
Sarah Vaughan.
Sarah, right.
I don't.
Dawn?
No,
I don't-
I don't agree with Whitney Houston, but I don't know. I have a hard time making decisions.
Well, and I don't particularly love her music, but I acknowledge that at one point, I don't know if she still does, at one point, Mariah Carey had a hell of a voice.
Yeah, Celine Dion is probably
Yeah,
up there for
Celine
me.
too.
Yeah, just because of what she can do. It's just such a powerhouse voice. Adele's pretty good. You've got Amy Winehouse in there.
Amy's great. Yeah.
Adele's
Adele's amazing.
Yeah.
Who's that girl I'm in love with that has the TV show?
Kim Kardashian.
Clarkson?
Kelly Clarkson. Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson.
She's got an
Oh my
amazing
gosh.
voice. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's so many.
There's so many from the past too that you're like, oh my gosh, Aretha Franklin.
That's why I hate favorite things, Kenny. We've talked about this favorite
Yeah.
lists because
Yeah.
all those people are great singers, but whatever, you may like a certain kind of music better than
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
One may not touch you at all, and one may touch you a lot.
Or Pavarotti. I mean, is it just women we're talking about here?
Yeah, just women. Yeah. They actually had to shut this play down at the end. The stage went black. And,
oh, my God. Because of the people?
A tone-deaf voice projected from the balcony and competed with the vocals. From this person singing was Melody Thornton, who's in the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they called her voice tone deaf?
If you were...
No. The person in the audience who was trying to sing over her.
Oh, okay. Got it. My apologies.
The patron.
If you were told not to sing during a performance, I'm sorry, you tell me what I can't do. And that's the first...
You're going to do it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's me. Yeah.
I went to see Hamilton last week for the first time at the...
what the hell is that about? The president?
Alexander Hamilton.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
President.
No, he wasn't
was
president.
Involved in the duel, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was killed.
With Burr.
Raymond. Raymond Burr.
Aaron Burr. Yeah, it's
Iron Sights.
It's
and now
it's pretty spectacular.
Is it?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Yeah, it was just the music and I can't believe that these performers. It was like being in a room with greatness.
Cool.
Man, I mean, the things that they can do vocally, it's basically all hip hop and rap. And Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote about this boring ass subject and made it super interesting. I mean, it does get a little slow in the second half, but overall, what he writes in the lyrics of the songs are mind-blowingly just like, get a soundtrack and listen to it for a second, and you'll be like, just the vocal gymnastics that these people can do and how they can fast rap so it's crazy.
How do I know that name,
Lin-Manuel Miranda. He did In the Heights. He did Hamilton is what he's most famous for.
Huh. I must just know that name from working with you and Jason.
Absolutely.
And Alexis.
Yeah.
Do we get the A-team? Because I know sometimes when they do these shows, there's different people across the country in different places.
Oh, yeah. We have, in town, we had the guy who plays George Washington was the guy on Broadway.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. He was in the first cast. So he's oh my God. And it's so many different styles. Like, you're like, oh, this guy is like, Twista. This guy is like Jay-Z. This guy is, you know what I mean? It's... Yeah.
If you opened and performed on Broadway, wouldn't it be kind of disappointing to tour the country with the same show? Or would
I think that they're
okay?
so in love with the role that it would be fine. They want to continue doing this role for as long as they can because why wouldn't you want to? You put so much effort in your life because the enormity of just listen, I'm telling you, you'll be like, how are they doing? How do they know all of this? It's like singing Shakespeare.
Right.
It's in the syncopation and just like how precise. You cannot make one mistake. It's so perfect.
Is it still playing?
It left Sunday, I believe. Yeah.
Did you see it only once?
I did. And my friend Kirsten plays the violin in the tour.
Cool.
So I got to hang out with her a little bit. Yeah.
What theater was it in?
I think it was the Orpheum. Yeah.
Oh, the good one.
I mean, it's a beautiful, huge theater. I'm sorry. It's kind of by First Ave. Am I thinking right? Okay.
Yeah. No,
sometimes
right.
I get the Ordway and the Orpheum confused.
Yeah.
But the Ordway is in St. Paul. Okay.
Shockingly, I'm not a theater person.
Anyway,
John, I know where First Avenue and the Caboose is and the 400.
Sorry, I feel terrible. People are screaming at this podcast right now.
Liquor Lyle's, CC Club. Can we segue out of that into
what we're supposed to talk about?
Mad Magazine?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
So you read Mad Magazine too?
Yeah.
Ross, did you ever read?
Yep. Papa Brendel used to bring them home to me all the time.
Give us the news, John.
Well, Al Jaffe, he's the cartoonist. If you read Mad Magazine, you remember the back page was always a fold-in thing, fold-out, fold-in.
I tried to recreate many times and could not do it. It was brilliant.
Oh, it was beyond brilliant. He created that. And he was the only one until they started reprinting Mad Magazine that did them. Al Jaffe, 102 years old.
Wow.
Not surprisingly, died from multi-system organ failure at that age. It was all the way back in 1964 when he created the Mad Fold-In, illustration with text feature on the inside of the magazine's back cover that seemed at first glance to deliver a straightforward message. But when you would fold the page into thirds, both illustration and text were transformed into something entirely different and unexpected, often with a very funny and liberal-leaning or authority-defying message. So he created a different message in each one. For instance, let's go to November 2001. The issue asked, what mind-altering experience is leaving more and more people out of touch with reality? Then when you fold it up, it showed a crowd of people popping and snorting various substances. But when folded, the image transformed into the Fox News anchor desk.
Oh, my gosh.
Does it say in the published obit how he did that? Because I would guess that he would do the folded up part first, right? And then unfold it and work from there. I mean, what was the process?
It doesn't say actually how he actually arrived at how to do that. And I did read a couple obits over the weekend. And did you see anything that...
No.
That told in great detail how he did it. I should point out, I was really glad you sent me this, 15 minutes before we came to do the show. I was always a big Al Jaffe fan. And my favorite, just to prove I'm not lying, Al did mad, snappy answers to stupid questions.
Look at you have those books.
Funniest
cool.
bit ever.
I love those. Oh, you've got 4 of them there. Sweet.
Yeah, and all that setup was a guy would ask a question and he would give 4 or 3 smart-ass answers. And then they had a write-in thing where you could write in your own smart-ass answer.
God, that's great.
And that was all Al Jaffe, too. That was all his bit. So he did other stuff besides the fold-in for Mad Magazine.
And from what I remember, he was not a full-time paid employee with benefits. He was a freelancer his entire career.
Wow. Really?
Can you imagine?
Mm-mm.
Did he work for other guys? See, I guess maybe I should have researched all this.
I think he only worked for Mad, as far as I know. That's the only place I've ever seen him. But he had a hell of a long run. And it was raised in Lithuania. I can say it. Lithuania. Yeah. No, he was born in Georgia, but then his father moved over there for work. So
yeah, he had actually started in the 40s. Now I'm seeing as a comic book artist. He wrote for Timely Comics. Timely was the precursor to Marvel. Marvel in the 60s, of course, became the big comic group, but he had worked for Timely in the 40s. Which was the same exact company. So he went from there to Mad Magazine in the 50s.
All right.
Boy.
Should note that in this episode, we have talked about Whitney Houston, who was the first to tip out of the canoe.
Yeah.
And now we have a canoe tip in Mr. Jaffe. So just want to clear the air there.
And then by the end of this show,
the show's not over because I have an important...
Hold on to your oars.
Yeah, I have a question for you three. Have you ever wrestled a greased pig?
No, surprisingly not. I haven't.
No, I've seen a form of this, though, Kenny, when I worked in middle of nowhere, South Dakota.
At any county fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
You did. They're still doing it in Sodak.
Yeah.
They are?
This would have been in the mid to late 2000s.
That poor pig.
So I'm glad you said that, Dawn, because in Minnesota, it's against the law to wrestle a greased pig. The thrill of the chase was once a regular pastime in Minnesota's rural fairs, where visitors chuckled at the chaotic scene of children pursuing a greased up pig. And I did see this as a kid, and it was absolutely delightful. But we've learned later, I don't know if you used to say it or Alexis used to say it, we were pretty dumb then. We're a lot smarter now.
Yeah, it's true. It is so true about so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oiling up a swine and chasing them was regularly advertised in notices for county fairs, fall festivals, even 4th of July celebrations. Here's a quote from the Fergus Daily Journal in 72, a year after the law was passed. The porker will be slathered with the ooziest, blackest, slipperiest grease available, with the eager contestants having their work cut out for them.
Oh, my gosh. I had too many descriptive words. The porker?
Yeah, the porker. And then they quote a guy who talks about this as a kid. He said most people were indifferent to the animal's fear, but some fairgoers took notice. I can remember city folks coming by and looking astonished at how the farm folks behaved.
Oh, my gosh.
And they actually passed a law in 1971, the state fair. Somebody asked the state fair, and they responded that there was no historical record of visitors to the Great Minnesota Get-Together pursuing lubricated pigs.
Lubricated swine. But we did have a large pool and somebody on a horse that would jump into basically what is a pool in your backyard from a large...
Yeah.
In Sodak, and I think they do it pretty much everywhere. Kenny can correct me. They do what they call mutton busting. You ever heard of this?
Well, I thought that was usually done with the doors locked and the shades drawn.
No.
Yeah, it does sound it does sound a bit dirty, but basically what mutton busting is, not a euphemism. These are kids riding sheep. Yeah. You know, similar to like how somebody rides a bull.
That's kind of sexy itself.
Oh, Kenny.
Good thing we're up in the Midwest
Good. He's
here, huh?
surpassed anything
Kenny.
I've said in this podcast. I just did it. Now I feel all right.
All I'm saying is the moment they set that kid on the sheep, I always cheered for the sheep. I wanted the kid to go flying.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for the sheep.
So you wouldn't like a rodeo then either, because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on at rodeos.
Oh, yes, yes.
Some communities in Minnesota still throw chickens up for grabs to greedy people.
What?
But that activity was also
Greedy.
banned. Yeah,
Give me those chickens.
As is the turkey scramble.
What is that?
I guess you let them loose in a pen and you go try to chase them
Come
down
on.
and get them.
No.
Roosters are angry birds.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
They will
Yeah.
flat out, they will kill you.
Do not, unless you're my sister, she can wrangle a rooster.
How do you do
sounds
that?
terrible.
Isolating that audio.
Sorry, Dana. I didn't mean it that way.
You know, hey, I'm going to be in Missouri here come the end of next month.
Jeez.
yeah.
At the Ozark Empire Fair, we had, they would just, it was in the kids area, and they would have baby pigs, and they would have like a baby pig race. They would like go around a track, but nobody was in there chasing them or anything.
Yeah.
And then you would bet on the pig.
Okay, so they have different variety of that. They do
Yeah.
it with the goldfish and puppies and all sorts of things. My idea was, I guess you'd have to be pretty rural, maybe the Ozarks, is you get 5 contestants. Each contestant gets an axe, a chopping block, and a chicken.
Oh. Yeah.
And then you see how far the chicken will run without its head
It's
attached.
a race with no heads.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
headless chicken race.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I mean,
I'm
if
such
they're
a
gonna
city
eat 'em.
boy.
Well, in Missouri, I know for sure some of the smaller county fairs did BS bingo, which is a big. God,
Wait, what?
It is a big on the asphalt. They would draw a big like bingo card, and then it was a pin around it, and they would have a cow in there, and wherever it pooped, it was like. You played bingo.
Bingo
You bet
25.
on the squares. It might not have been bingo, but it was BS bingo.
Bingo.
Yeah, BS.
Oh, my word.
S bingo.
Oh, that is awful.
It's funny. I mean, they would feed it a lot, and then it's just like, where's it going to crap?
Feed it whole like 80 packs of hot dogs or something.
It's like, yeah, a lot of fescue or whatever.
You know the old pig wrestling saying, don't you?
No.
You've heard this, I'm sure. Don't wrestle with pigs. You both get filthy, and the pig likes it.
Oh my God.
Right.
God,
I don't know where I first heard that, but I've known that.
Where
the
do
only
we
one
go from here?
Where do we go? Where do we go?
You can't soar with the eagles during the day if you wrestle with the pigs at night or something.
Oh,
something like
God,
that.
what's that supposed to
That's
mean?
worse, yeah.
I don't understand what I'm supposed to learn from that.
Yeah.
If you wrestle with the pigs at night, don't so.
Yeah. Something about staying up all night.
Oh.
Did you ever watch Deadwood?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how they got rid of the dead bodies in Deadwood.
Oh, yeah.
Woo's pigs.
Yeah.
Woo's pigs.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're out of time.
Oh, my God.
Remember how you said at the beginning of the show we don't get angry emails?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to change today. Thanks for listening.
Unsubscribe.
Noted.
Thanks for listening to News from the Crabby Coffee Shop. New episodes drop every week wherever you get your podcasts.